I want to do a quick intro because I just got home from work and I feel tired and dirty and uncomfortable and gross, but I also feel cute. And one thing that I've noticed while I've been doing these videos is, like, a lot of the time when I come home, I sort of lose my sparkle a little bit. I think you can probably understand why if you've seen any of my videos. It is pretty full on in terms of the mess, and I guess it's kind of like oppressive, and definitely like puts a damper on my mood, and that's definitely something that like I want to focus on improving in these videos. It's like cleaning with me, there's like the day-to-day stuff, but I do also want to be able to like make my home more like welcoming, warm, comfortable, livable, pleasant, aesthetically pleasing for myself, to reflect my style more. And I think you can kind of see parts of my like self-made kind of IKEA wardrobe situation in the reflection of the mirror, so just in front of me, and that's a little bit more aligned with how I want my home to be. Not entirely, but that's okay. But basically, I just wanted to start off with this because I feel like I lose my sparkle in some of these videos, and I talk about loving fashion, but I definitely don't show it in the videos so far, or like very limited, and I wanted to show something that's a little bit more representative of my style and that actually shows my love of fashion. And this is more like what I look like when I go to work. At home, I definitely like go back more into my boyish side because I am non-binary, and that's probably like what I feel like comfortable in my like most basic level. But this is also a huge part of who I am as well. Like, I'm non-binary and I don't consider myself to be a woman, but I am still very femme. Like, I think of myself as like a feminine mask, and that's something that I want to be able to show and express like wholeheartedly on this channel. And yeah, definitely one of the things that I do that through is through how I dress and how I style my hair and my makeup. I cut and color my own hair. It's definitely overdue for a refresh with the color. I did a fresh cut a few days ago, which I really love, and I've done my fringe a bit shorter than I have in a while, which I am really happy with how it's turned out. And I just wanted to show you this outfit, which the framing of this camera doesn't like zoom out enough for this space to really show it off. But I've got like this tartan skirt on with this very cute leather belt that's got these like, actually I put it on upside down, like lion head buckles, and a necklace I got from Tree of Life like literally more than 20 years ago. This one here is a glass bead necklace from Italy that my boss gave me, and this is a garnet that I bought for myself maybe about a year ago as a way of like kind of like tuning into my heart. And this is Dinosaur Designs. This spangle is Dinosaur Designs. These two are thrifted, and I think I got this stripy one from Tree of Life like 20 years ago as well, I think. And then I've got these shoes on, which probably are not even coming into the frame. I'll just like, here we go, these, which are super comfortable. They're an old favorite. I love the hell out of them. They're very well worn in, and I will never give them up, is basically what I'm gonna say to you. I will never give these up. I love them. They're very comfortable, and they're just like a really easy way to feel like more dressed up when I can't be bothered. And at the moment, these are probably like, aside from my Crocs, the shoes that I wear the most. Next, I have another pair that's like the same but in a different color and pattern, and I love those ones as well. But these ones are probably my go-to before those ones, because the other ones have a little bit more of a delicate aesthetic than this does. Yeah, so that's the outfit. Now I will move on to something else. In the stereotypical fashion of the neurodivergent, messy type of person, my home situation is slipping and sliding, as it will continue to do. There are some empty tubs of yogurt here that need to be thrown out, and there are more of them over here. Growing mold. If you can't already tell, yogurt is one of my safe foods. I don't really like this brand. I don't like the texture of it, but this one is like one of my favorites, and this one's like my anywho, yeah, yogurt is one of the things that I eat a lot of. And like, okay, so dishes are mostly clean, which is an improvement. That obviously needs to be emptied out. One problem with this is that it gets like a bit overfilled quite easily, and then it leaks out the handles, but still that's better than the alternative. This is actually like looking still pretty okay comparatively to what it did initially, and yes, it could definitely do with a quick tidy up, but it's a lot better now that I've put those in, and that makes me quite happy. Laundry situation is as you might expect. Okay, I'm gonna just kind of bend over like this and try and catch the light while it's still shining. Basically this episode will be looking at some brooch making that I've started, showing you the ones that I've already done and talking a little bit about those and what else I want to do for that, and also some life admin stuff. Today is the evening when I would normally be going to a friend's house for an admin night, but actually my back hurts. I've got a bit of a pinched nerve situation going on, so I am going to be joining them from home. We have a Google Doc that's like a live document that we all type into, so I'll be doing that here. And I think my life admin stuff will be checking or choosing my university class times, downloading the subject outlines, and maybe getting started on the assignments. I've actually dropped out of both of these classes before: ADHD, autism, bipolar, life chaos, hurrah. But I feel like the admin night is going to be like so helpful in providing structure that I need to like keep on task. And also while I'm at it, I will set up some meetings with some support within the university system. I am registered for like a kind of access learning support kind of system, which I really want to make use of because I need it. I'm pretty academically capable in terms of like research and writing and thinking and doing assignments, but my executive dysfunction is really disruptive to my life, as you will be becoming more and more aware of as I post videos. So I think one of the things I'll do in this admin session tonight is I will pre-book a bunch of check-in points with someone, so I have like basically I don't necessarily need help with like editing or understanding things, but more to be held accountable. So having the time where I'm structured to meet someone and be like, oh, I have done this thing that I said I would do, I think will be really helpful to me. Man, like crouching like this is one, hurting my back, and two, makes me look like I really need to go to the bathroom. But it'll do because I'm not going to be here for long. I'm already talking much longer than I thought I would be. But yeah, so I really want to focus on doing that. I ordered some cords to connect my external hard drives to my laptop, because the ones I have are not, they don't match up, and I was hoping they would, I think they will arrive quickly, but I think ordering it yesterday in the late morning and hoping for it to arrive today is probably asking too much. But I was hoping these cords would arrive because then I can move the video content that I've already made onto external hard drives to keep them and also keep my laptop a bit more free to function, because it's full. So I'm going to be possibly delayed with editing videos. I think like I've been doing stuff mostly on my phone, but I am moving over to my laptop because I want to like level up. I know I don't have like a huge audience, but I really want to make good videos, and they don't have to be like necessarily technically good, but I want them to be good according to my needs, wants and interests and aesthetic and style. And I think I'm capable of doing that, and so I'm just taking the steps to set myself up to do that. And I am an artist, and I am like returning to my practice. Like I never really stopped practicing. I'm always making something, always thinking about stuff, but just not like showing it actively and in a kind of professional context, even though I work in the arts. But I want to, like, it's just it's like a tide that goes in and out, and it's seasonal. And those seasons sometimes last for years. And I think that this is actually a really normal thing for artists that doesn't get talked about a lot, especially for artists who have disabilities or chronic illnesses, or people who are parents. There are so many reasons why artists don't make full-time all the time and show on a professional level. And basically I'm saying all of this because I am spending a little bit of money on this, but I do like want to take it seriously. And when I say that, it's not really about being like, oh, I'm a serious content creator, I'm going to make a lot of money. It's about like being like, I'm serious about doing this for me and for doing it for my target audience, you guys, and like it's a commitment to my artistic practice and to my self-care and my community. And so yeah, I have like paid for a subscription to a video editing software, and gotten like a couple of new batteries for my camera, and I already have external hard drives. I actually haven't looked at them in years. I have no idea what's even on them. But my laptop, it's not new. I've had it for about 5 years now actually, but I still haven't actually gotten cords that are compatible for some reason. I don't use it for a lot of stuff. Like I use it a lot, but at a very basic level. And doing this will allow me to do more with what I already have. Yeah, so I'm saying all of this because I was hoping to spend a bunch of my admin time moving that content onto external hard drives, so I won't be able to do, but I feel like I will have a lot to do, and I think more filming, setting myself up for this semester of uni, and showing you some of the stuff I've been making will be the focus of this video, and hopefully you enjoy. Okay, I have changed into something more comfortable. I think I was wearing this to work a couple days ago, maybe. Yeah, so even though it's like long sleeves and long pants, it's just like a lot lighter, more breathable fabric, so it's more comfortable. Anywho, I will show you what I've been working on. I kind of like pre-made the bases of a bunch of butterfly brooches a few days ago, or like maybe about a week ago. And so these are this is so uncomfortable, the parts of the butterfly that I've pre-cut, and the wings are like 2 parts each side. And one nice thing about doing it like this is that they can be configured like a little bit differently for each butterfly, which makes them feel a little bit more unique. And I'll show you the butterflies that I've done, and I've also done a couple of other ones with different motifs, and I'll show you how I plan on using them. And I'm going to be doing more of these, like a whole lot of them. I bought like 400 of the like the pins that go on the back of brooches, so I can make heaps and heaps and heaps of stuff, and this is one of the things I'll be making heaps of. But I do lots of different styles, and like these ones are all a similar style and are using kind of the same fabric, or like variations of the same fabric. So there we go. I'm like, how do I do this balance, like showing the butterflies. So that's 1 butterfly, 2 butterfly, third butterfly. I think this is like, I made another one that I wear a lot that's more ornate than this, and this is like the first one of like the more basic butterflies that are like more like hacky. Like it's still pretty heavy. It's not the most delicate thing. That's not really my style. And I got an eye, and I've done this tulip, and there's another tulip here somewhere. Here we go. I'm standing in like the most awkward way possible. It's not comfortable. This tulip here, and I really like these. I like them so much. I wish they were double-sided. There's probably a way, well, maybe like buttons. I'm gonna think of like a way of like decorating or making these in ways that they can be flipped over. I was thinking like maybe making earrings or like clip-on. That'll work. Like if they have like a little ring and then they clip onto something. I've seen like a button, like a top that had like all these little trinkets, but they had like the little claw hooks sewn directly onto this blouse, and then the trinkets had like little rings on them so they could be hooked on and moved around. I really like that idea, so I definitely think that's something I'll eventually try out, and it might be something I do on this jacket. I'll stand back and show you this jacket. I'll put it on. I probably would style it with this clothes. I would like how I showed you right now is not the full of how I would style it, but I actually probably would wear it with this shirt and pants. So I'll stand back and show you what it looks like so far, and I'll talk a little bit about what I want it to be like and what's already been done. Okay, it is like way too hot to be wearing this. This is like the full thing. So I bought this on sale at Tree of Life maybe a couple of years or so ago, and I do like it, but something about like the balance of the colors I didn't really love, and I wasn't wearing it. So I've actually altered this jacket a fair bit, where I've just like cut it into like chunks really messily and then rearranged those chunks so it's like more patchworked, which I'll show on the back. And like the sleeves are more patchworked as well. I feel like that balanced out the color a lot more and made it a lot more wearable, but I still haven't been like fully in love with it. And so what I want to do is I want to like really heavily embellish the front of it with a whole bunch of big brooches like these that I can take off and wear on other things, but also like some smaller ones that I think will stitch in directly and permanently into the coat. And I think like when it's done, it'll be like really over the top and really magical and cool. But yeah, this is it so far. I'm like stepping on, I don't even know what, but I feel like the placement of these brooches and the color combinations work really well so far. I'm really happy with it, and definitely already more likely to wear the heck out of it in autumn and winter. Okay, so I have, what have I just written? I've written the wrong word. My screen is black at the moment, but I am ready to start my kind of admin night with friends online from home thing. And they're about to start eating. I actually haven't eaten anything yet, and I'm quite hungry, and I want to be able to focus on this, and I am pretty low on spoons, so I'm going to order something, and I'm going to do that now. I'm going to order a burger, I think, just like something that I don't have to think about too much. and the place I'm ordering from is really close, so it won't take long. It is like expensive. That's another thing. Like, I think I've talked about it a little bit before. It's like the ADD or the neurodivergent or disability tax is like not having the energy or the prudence to be able to do basic things for yourself, and then spending more money on things like takeaway or like breaking things or losing things. It's all a part of the joys of being neurodivergent. But yeah, I've ordered that, and like, it doesn't need to be an ordeal. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hungry. It's been a little while since I've had a burger, and I'm kind of doing my own version of at midnight where my friends, they're all eating together, so I'm gonna eat something delicious too. And I want to be able to focus on this. Okay, so, and yes, I'm putting that on my list as a thing to do. We have a digital like sort of document that we work off together, that's like a living document that we update as we like add to our list of tasks and complete them and everything. But even when I'm there, I still start with a paper copy because my brain just works better on paper. So I've written a list, and I did write order food on that list, so I am crossing that off. Another thing that I've got on the list, which I've already just done, is I think I might have mentioned ordering some cords to organize like dealing with my external hard drives, and I realized while I don't have the correct cord for it, I do have another thing that I was able to use as an adapter. I already ordered the other cord, so it's another thing is like the forethought and all of that stuff is like I could have just used this thing that I'm using for other stuff that I use my computer for and not spent money on getting another cord. And another thing is like I end up buying for practical things or for things that I know I'll use a lot, or like basically I end up buying multiples of the thing because I know that I'm going to lose it. So I've gone and bought these 2 cords because I will misplace them and not be able to find one and be frustrated and it'll be a thing. And now realise I don't even really need one. Like, it will be good and handy to have around and like be a bit more functional than having this, because it's kind of sticks out and is less like easy to kind of just chuck around, like not chuck around but like take from one place to another, and whatever, work on the fly. But yeah, it kind of adds up. And I got my nose, like actually I've got an earring in my nose at the moment because I've got my septum pierced, and probably I haven't had my ring in for any of these years, but I've had my septum pierced for a really long time. But I, like a fair bit of the jewelry that I've had for it has either like tarnished, lost gems from it, or gotten lost. And I was earlier on in the middle of ordering some new jewelry for my nose ring. This is actually not the gauge that it goes up to. I think I've worn it up to a 12 or 10 gauge before, so I want to get some bigger ones for that. And yeah, I'll probably buy 2 or 3 because I probably will misplace them somewhere. Okay, but going back to this, I found this thing that I could use to deal with the external hard drives, and I'll be able to check what's on them. And there are actually a couple of external hard drives. Actually, I knew that already, but I have a really good relationship with one of my long-term GPs who now lives in another state. But he gave me, when I was studying my first master's degree, he gave me a couple of external hard drives for me to use, and he was really generous and gave me like these 2 external hard drives, like with lots and lots of incredible information on them, about all different kinds of topics. And so they probably do have space on them, but for some reason I'm not able to drag and drop the files into them. I'm not sure if that's because of the way that they're formatted. I used to use a different kind of computer back then, so I think it might be that. And so basically what I think I will do is I will label both of these external hard drives and leave them as they are, and get another external hard drive that I can use for my own stuff. So I can cross that off as I've now checked the external hard drives, and I had wanted to move files over. And I think I'm sure I mentioned this before, that one of the things I wanted to do was, if I got those new cords arrived in time, I could move the things over, but that's not working anyway. So that's done and dusted for now. And moving any, I did find a bunch of files that I didn't need anymore, so I did delete those and make quite a bit of room on my laptop, which is good. That will be very helpful. Yeah, getting a new external hard drive and some some kind of like mental system, I guess, for how I'm going to approach like my file management of the videos I'm making. Basically, I need to add getting a new external hard drive to my to-do list, and like moving files from the laptop onto the external hard drive is going to be one of those tasks that is going to be ongoing. So that's that. Okay, so the other things I want to do is I need to enroll in the actual specific classes that I have. Like, so I've enrolled in the subjects, but then I need to go online and check what times they'll be on. And I think, like with the Masters online, I don't think I actually really have any options, or very limited options, about the timing of when I have those classes, which is fine. That doesn't really matter too much. They don't really mind if you attend or not. They mostly mind that you do the assignments. And I want to do my best to attend as much as I can and be a reasonably decent student. But the main thing really is getting a hold of the student study outlines and emailing my tutors. So I think that's already on my digital list, is to email the tutors. Yeah, so enroll in the specific classes, download the course guide, email the tutors. I need to either properly book in a full sexual health check. So I am probably about 15 years overdue for a pap smear, because I had at the time I thought it was just a funny story, but I basically had like a not great experience when I last had one. And it took me years to be like, oh, actually maybe you didn't go back because they were not very professional when they were doing that. But it is time. I am a grown-ass person and I have to take care of my health, and I've been doing that really well. One of the things that I did recently is I went and got my skin checked for skin cancer, because I had like a mole on my back that was kind of growing and changing shape, and so I went to like a GP, and they said, yeah, I think it might be skin cancer. I'll get you to see this other doctor, who I thought was a specialist. It turns out that they weren't. It turns out that they were just like another GP, but the GP that I went to just didn't want to deal with skin. Like, they just don't like to do it. That's kind of fine, I guess, but it was just like not communicated very clearly. But this other GP, he was pretty good, and he's like, it's very superficial, I'm not worried about it, but like I can get rid of it if you want. And I'm like, yes please, because I was like quite stressed. I was like really like running on low spoons, and I was like, I don't want to. And I also ended up waiting like over 2 hours to get into this appointment that I actually booked, which I'm like, normally at like the medical center I go to, I don't really need to book, and I don't necessarily mind a long wait. And I actually like the wait was going to be so long that the lady said to me, oh, you'll be waiting for over an hour, you can leave and come back if you like. And so I did that, and actually I thrifted like a really great bag that I'm already wearing a lot, but then I came back, and I think in that time, I don't know, like basically I think I was there when he called my name, but I didn't hear it. Anyway, basically I ended up waiting for like a really long time, so I was like really worn through by the time I saw him. I'm like, please, like I don't want to be here and just be like, you don't even know why I'm here when I booked the appointment specifically for this, and I thought that you knew what you were doing. Anyway, long story short was, he was fine, he was good, he was very patient with my like fretty behaviour, and even though he wasn't worried about it, he did remove the mole on my back, and now I have like a really gross scalp there instead, but that will heal and I will not have a mole, and I feel good about making the decision to do that health check. And I am going to do my sexual health check, and I'm also going to do another health check for my bowels, because it's in my family. Bowel cancer is in my family, and I'm of the age now that I need to start getting that checked a little bit more early than other people would if they did not have it in their families. So that's on my list, and also messaging a friend about setting up a time to have lunch with them on one of my days off. Okay, so the SD card ran out of space. I pretty much just as I was like finishing what I was eating, and the came to the end of that first episode I was watching, and I'm feeling motivated, so I actually was like, okay, it's all stopped at the same time, I'm gonna make the most of my time. So I've moved the content from the SD card onto the computer. While that was loading, I got to work on some of my tasks, so I've already completed some of them and crossed those off. I've just downloaded one of my student subject outlines. I don't start uni until I think like the 2nd of March, so I still got a couple of weeks to go before I actually start, which is good to know. I'm feeling quite organised. Let me just get on with the next task, which is just did I close the window? What did I do? Here. So I've downloaded one of the subject outlines, and I need to download the next one. So my first class for one of the subjects is the 9th of March. Like the first week you kind of do your independent reading, and then the second week you have your first online class. Actually don't have that many online classes, which is kind of good. For this subject at least, like this is a pretty, for me this will be a straightforward subject because it's just essay writing, which is something I feel very comfortable with. Next subject outline. And these are both subjects that I've dropped out of before. I think I've dropped out of them both twice before, which is like not exactly a great record, but it means that I have like a pretty good grasp on the material, which is helpful. Now, if I do this, sometimes when you go to download it, it's kind of a little bit unclear. Okay.
because it's got like one of those little download icons at the bottom. Okay, yes, no, I think that is it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, excellent. Okay, so I've downloaded my subject outlines. Ooh, what did I just do? I did not. Oh, wait. Huh? I'm so confused. Wait. Stop. Did I just open this? Okay, I've just opened the wrong one. What am I doing? Okay, close that, close that. Go back. Here we go, that should be the correct one. And try that. Okay. I don't think I actually need to select times, because I think that the times for these subjects is that's just when they are. Oh gosh. Oh, let me just go. The training that I ended up being in today is just going to be like very, very helpful for one of my subjects. Like, it's stuff I kind of already knew, but sitting in on it and seeing it in practice is just very helpful. And definitely, like, there were definitely key things that I didn't already know. And I'll just email my colleague to see, because they're going to share the like presentation that they shared with us in the training with people who did it today. But because I actually wasn't on the attendance list, even though I said that I would be going, I think maybe I didn't, because I'm not on that list and because I'm technically not working for the library, I'm not sure if she'll automatically send it to me, but I'll ask her to send it to me because I know it'll be really helpful for uni. I'm studying to become a librarian. I'm 40% of the way through a master's degree that I've previously dropped out of twice, and I re-applied towards the last half of (2024), I think, but I've deferred every subject since I came back. But now that I'm doing the admin night and I've settled into a job that is like more stable and like a more comfortable level of demand, I feel like I have a lot more structure around me now that will help me manage returning to studying in a way that's like, yeah, more serious and studious. Like, I'm never going to be a top student. Like, I'll occasionally get quite good marks because I like writing and I like the work, but with the attention deficit disorder, it's really, really hard to work at something consistently. But yeah, having these admin nights I think is going to be really helpful. Like, one thing about the admin nights is like setting aside specific time and space to do like set tasks is really helpful. And like, you know, there's this long video that I'm making right now, and it's like mostly me like yapping about stuff that's not like doing the work, and then being gone for like 15 minutes or something and being like, oh yeah, I've done a whole heap of stuff. Maybe sounds like it could be a bit like disingenuous, but the thing is, like, so much of it is they're actually really small, simple tasks, but dealing with executive dysfunction or dealing with kind of just being exhausted, like, just setting the time is like the hardest part. A lot of it is like, I have done some more difficult tasks on a couple of the admin nights, but it's just like providing so much structure just to get simple things done that I would be putting off and antagonizing over otherwise. So it's been really helpful. Yeah, so I now have the student guides downloaded, and the next thing I need to do is email my like learning support plan thingy to the coordinators of each of the subjects. And that again is a really small task, and for some reason I just don't want to do it. Like, it doesn't really need to be done until the 2nd of March, so I could probably leave it until the next admin night. Let me just look at my list. Okay. Let me just go. Okay, I can check that off. So then what I'm doing now is I'm just looking over my to-do list that I've set up in our shared working doc and ticking off the ones that I've done that I haven't yet been like, oh yes, I've done that. And now I want to add, so I've got to email the course educators with the plan on the list, and I want to add write assignment due dates into calendar with pre-due date markers. So I've said to add the due dates into my calendar and include like pre-due date markers in between when the assignments are due, and set up appointments for support with uni assignments for timeline check-ins. I feel like that's kind of enough. My brain is pretty fried, and I feel like they're small things, but oh, I know what another thing is to do is set alarms for subject start dates. And online tutorial times. Okay, so what I've added now is to set alarms for my subject start dates, and then also for the first online lesson tutorial start times. Now, if I okay. Let's put this stuff into the calendar. So the first one is just uni starts. Okay, so this one does have a class at so this one has a class in the first week. I think I'll just pop all of the dates in while I'm here. Gosh, which fucking subject is this? Information sources and services. Basically, I would be like only barely, if I'm lucky, getting home from work on time to go straight into classes, which is fun. Okay, that's okay though. Yeah. I'm actually like just putting in the first assignment, and I've automatically set up reminders 3 weeks before, 3 days before, 2 hours before it's due. Let's add 1 week before as well. I don't know how I feel about that, but it's there. The reminders are automatically in there. It's quite it's like I feel like my egg muscles are kind of like cramped up. I don't know if that's gonna help, but these are like not the most comfortable chairs. I don't really like sitting in chairs, I prefer to sit on the floor, but this is a bit better for my posture for study and computer-based work. Probably everything, really. I don't actually like a lot of soft drinks, but I love creaming soda. Yum, 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 yum. Okay, oh, I'm so tired. Okay. The fact that the classes are not on every week is both a blessing and a curse, because it means like you're only really there when you need to be to get all the information and go and you're free. But also, as a person with ADHD, I really benefit from the structure. But I suppose like a huge part of what I'm doing here, like filming stuff, is about building structure. And I definitely need more of that with the cleaning, as you can tell. But that's okay. Like, I'm never going to be aiming for perfect. Okay. So there's actually a couple of classes that they haven't. Like they might be online, but their kind of information is to be confirmed. So there's like a library research skills class, an academic skills report writing class, and an industry engagement class. That should be interesting. That's like one thing about the study that I've done that I've really enjoyed is, like, I love research and writing just for the pure interest, but like the master's degrees that I've studied have been coursework, and so they've been like very practical. Like the stuff that you learn is very industry applicable, and I like that, because I think as much as I like reading and thinking and writing, I'm a doer, and like really I spend a lot of my time like avoiding thinking or doing anything. But I'm like, I guess like I don't know. I know I'm not a planner. I don't like to plan. And like, I suppose this is what I'm doing right now. It's like so much of this is just planning. It's like building my self-structure. And like, I see planning as often. Like, it's an additional workload that I can't really afford a lot of the time. It does take up a lot of mental load, and it's not something that comes easy to me. But yeah, this should hopefully be helpful. Now I'm getting distracted. Like, you can see, like, this is why I'm filming it, is so you can see what it looks like in action of like me, like, just trying to plot out, okay, enter these dates into my calendar, but you can see my mind going over here and there and there and there, and that's what my mind is doing all the time. And this is like I took my meds later in the day, so they're still active. Like, this is like me doing well. This is what success looks like, and there's still like so many like detours and like moments where I'll lose my train of thought and not be able to like comprehend what I'm looking at. So I'll be staring at the screen and like not absorbing what I'm looking at, and like remembering a date from here and then like retaining it for long enough to enter it into my phone is like a struggle for me. Okay, so next one. Oh, that's not even okay. Oh, wait, no. A little bit of time has passed, not a lot. I finished most of the tasks on my list, and I left a couple of tasks to be continued. I like to do that. I feel like leaving a few tasks unfinished helps like set up like the next session. So I've already got things, and when I'm approaching the next admin night, I'll be thinking of other things to add to that list, but I like having a little bit kind of chunked away waiting for me. And some of that I might get done before the next admin night, but I think that's quite helpful to know that I've got still a couple of tasks on that list, and that I've got support for going back to them when I need it. I was just finishing up on where I felt good with the amount that I achieved when I was like messaging my friends being like, yay, I feel like I got a lot done, I'm finishing up now, and we had like a nice chat over the phone, a little group conversation. They're kind of planning on moving in together, so we all had like a nice chat about our kind of like worst scenario lived experiences of share house life. And like that's none of that stuff is going to be an issue for my friends, but it was like good to chat through that and like help them kind of stabilize and cement like the agreement that they're forming with one another. And yeah, just really nice to hear their voices and laugh and share stories and like share our little wins for the evening. So yeah, this has been my admin night. I feel like I have achieved a lot of little things. I've shown you that I am a little bit stylish. At least I like to think I have. Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff done on my list. I showed you the brooches that I've been making, and I'll film this video, which I feel like is a really lovely, productive night. And yeah, if you've made it this far, thank you for watching, and let's leave like a comment being like, worst housemate ever. Bye!